Hello and welcome to the Netherlands. We're here at the Zandvoort Circuit in the Netherlands. Looking forward to a good race here today, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ben Silver on the call. Very much looking forward to having you with us. As we're still getting set up, should be getting underway here with a short qualifying in the next minute or so. We are very much looking forward to an excellent race here this week. Those of you that joined us last week, you were treated to honestly a really good race. Had a lot of fun commentating on it. We ended up with Vapor Trench getting the win last week. It was honestly pretty tight. Big Baguette got the second place last week. Vapor Cobalt was third place last week in Shanghai. Justice took fourth and Elian took fifth. So all of those racers, of course, will hope to continue the momentum into the Netherlands. And they'll be hoping for a good result. This is our fifth race in the Bette Jalle Season 8. Really been a lot of fun so far. Looking forward to a good, solid race in the Netherlands. Last year, this race was actually the scene of pure carnage. As we're getting some hellos down here in the chat. We had 8 DNFs here last year in the Netherlands, which was absolutely shocking. Hey, appreciate you saying that, Justice. Looking forward to your commentary. That's very kind of you. I'm looking forward to watching a really good race. So as I was saying, we had 8 DNFs last year on this track, and we'll be looking forward to hopefully seeing maybe a little less contact, but as good of racing we will at the very least hope for. So at the conclusion of our race last week, we saw Greenie, who was on the top of the table, DNF'd in Shanghai, and he has slipped down to second place now. And we actually have quite a close margin here at the top of the Bette Jalle table, with Vapor Cobalt leading the way right now. He's got 55 points, pretty solid through 4 races. He'll hope to continue that momentum into race number 5 here in the Netherlands. Greenie slipped back into second place, as I mentioned, with that DNF. He has 50 points as of right now, so he's 5 points back. And only 2 points back from second is Big Baguette with 48 points. So it is, as I mentioned, very tight at the top of the table going into race number 5 here in the Netherlands. A little bit more about the race on this track last year with those 8 DNFs. You know, you don't often see things like that. I think a big part of that might be weather. If you are unfortunate enough to get wet weather on this track, it can really cause chaos, as there are a couple of really, really tough corners here in the Netherlands. Last year, we saw Nicholas Volkman actually took first place here on this track. He was also the driver of the day, so he's definitely will be a racer to watch. As we see during qualifying, we will have a wet track, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Just get myself set up here a little bit. We'll turn that telemetry on. We will turn lap data on. Go ahead and get that full track map. And for now, we will just kind of we do have 20 racers on the grid, so we will have a full grid today, which is obviously very exciting. And we'll keep an eye on those hot laps, and I'll bring them to you as they roll in. So as I was saying, Nicholas Volkman was both the driver of the day and finished in P1 last year in the Netherlands. Red Sniper finished P2 last year. He's had maybe not the season he'd hoped for so far through this year, as he's sitting right now with 10 points. So a top 2 finish could certainly make the difference for Red Sniper coming into the race here. As we hop on with Vapor Cobalt as he's on his hot lap. Elian finished third last year in the Netherlands. He looks to continue after kind of a rough start through the first 3 races. He'll look to try to really put it together from here on out and hope for another strong finish tonight. Vapor Trench is currently 4th in the standings this year, finished 4th last year in this race. And let's see, we have Reflection, finished in 5th last year, currently only has 2 points in the table, so he'll definitely be hoping for another top 5 result to really get those points to start rolling in. So we follow Vapor Cobalt around on his hot lap, currently the top of the table. See what he can do here as he starts his hot lap through Sector 1, pretty solid as we come up to let's see, that would be turn 3 into turn 4 here. They'll probably stay on the throttle through turns 4, 5, and 6 as it's not too much tight, but they will have a tap of the brakes into turn 7, which is a bit of a banking right turn. And then turn 8 is just a little bit sharper, and we'll have to cut the brake on that one as well as they come up to turn 9, which is just a full little wraparound. As he did set the fastest time so far in Sector 1. Let's see. Yellow flag there. Green Sector 3 as well. Let's see. That must have been somebody else. We'll go on that. Purple Sector 2. So, Vapor Cobalt's really setting a good time here as he comes around turns 11 and 12, which as you can see are a bit sharp. 13 is going to be a nice wide sweeping right turn, which takes us right into turn 14 with another banked right turn as he comes across the line, and he'll be our second person to set a qualifying time with 1 minute and 19 seconds. Very nice from Vapor Cobalt. Let's see if we can find Monovichensky. Let's see, where's he at on his hot lap. As he comes through Sector 2, gonna be turn 10, he just came across. Let's see how he does. This Vichensky is always a fun racer to watch, and we hope for good things from him here today. Let's see how he looks coming into Sector 3 now, coming up to turn 13. As Big Baguette does set the fastest qualifying time so far, just narrowly edging out Vapor Cobalt. Just a little bit there, does Vichensky as he comes across the finish line. Sets a respectable 1 minute and 20, just under 1 minute 19. Let's, what do you say we hop on with, let's see if we have any hot laps here. Word Cloud is on a hot lap. See, comes across turn 13. We'll hang out here for just a minute, see what he can do. As Vapor Trench now takes the pole position with just under 1 minute 19. He'll be the first 1 minute 18 finish so far. As Word Cloud sets 1 minute 22. It's respectable. It's probably not going to be enough to put him in the top 10, but we'll have to stay and see. As no current hot laps seem to be happening right now. We do have a few out laps. Let's see as we hop on with Let's Get Fist on his out lap. Still a little work to be done. We might have to come back and watch his hot lap because he's always fun to watch around on these kinds of tracks. As we see KJ now on his hot lap, just around turn 2, and this is a wide left banking turn is turn 3. So it looks like we'll have rain for the first 5 minutes of this qualifying, and then we'll have a bit of a drier race. Might see some faster time set with the dry tires towards the end of qualifying, and it'll be a dry race. So that's good news for those 8 DNFs from last year. As we stay on with KJ, as he is into Sector 2, and he comes up on what will be our first DRS zone here. Relatively shorter DRS zone right out of turn 10 into turn 11. This is where we might see some passes during the race proper, as he sets a purple time in Sector 2, so he's going to be feeling really good about that. That means that he is the fastest on Sector 2, the personal best right there. Let's see what he can do in Sector 3 as he comes up to turn 13. Entering our second DRS zone. We'll see what he can get done down this last straightaway. Sorry, the home straight as it's
respectable minute 20, just about a minute 20, maybe half a second on top of that. So right now he'll start in P7 as we hop on with Fiscal on his hot lap. And we'll see what Fiscal can do, entering this first DRS zone right out of turn 10. Fiscal, of course, is in that Renault car. Very nice around turn 11 and 12. 12, of course, is that sweeping left turn. And he will hope to turn in a solid result here. Let's take a look at our tires that these folks are on. A little loosened just a little bit around that last turn. Fiscal sets a very respectable minute 19, just under a minute 20. Very, very nice work from him to get it up into P5 on the inners. Very, very nice for him. And it seems like those, the folks who haven't set a qualifying time yet are maybe waiting for the drier weather as we hop on with Mellon, who's on his hot lap. He's coming around to the home straight. Oh, into the wall. That's not what he wanted. Probably not, although he still ended up with a respectable just over a minute and 20 qualifying time. So honestly, not so bad for Mellon. We've got Colin out on the inners. He might be the last driver of the inners on his hot lap. In fact, he'll just come on in and maybe slap on some soft tires for his qualifying, I would imagine. We still have about 6 racers who have not set a qualifying time. Currently, Vapor Trench, almost a little over actually, a full half second in pole position over Big Baguette. So really solid qualifying time from Vapor Trench. As it looks like he's about to hop maybe out and give it another go to maybe get even faster if he can. As I mentioned, Greeny, who is not qualified yet, had that DNF last week, so he'll be looking to bounce back. We can usually expect really good things from Greeny, so we'll be looking to see what he can get done. So see Vapor Trench on a hot lap, or out lap rather, I'm sorry about that. Currently no hot laps, so we still have a little over 9 minutes of qualifying, so plenty of time for these drivers to get their other laps in. Cobalt seems to be on a hot lap. Let's see if he can get that minute 19 time down just a little bit. He'll also be on the inners currently. He's really cruising through Sector 1 here. And that's a purple time for him around Sector 1. That's got to feel really good for him. So now he comes around turn 9. And he'll hit this DRS zone right here after turn 10, this banking left turn. And let's see what he can get done here for this DRS zone. Sector 2, also personal best. So we're looking like he's got a really good shot maybe to jump up at least to P2 after this run here. Let's see if we get Paczynski to maybe move over and let him get a pass here. Into the home straight, final DRS, and we'll see what kind of time Vapor Cobalt can turn in. Wow, a minute and 12 seconds on the soft tires. That is absurd, the time difference between softs and inners. I mean, absolutely absurd. That is 6.5 seconds faster than P2. Wow. In fact, our fastest lap time, the lap period is a minute and 16 seconds, which in qualifying, Vapor Cobalt just absolutely blew away. Wow. So a full 4 seconds faster. As Vapor Trench then goes on to give in a minute and 10 qualifying. Wow, we are just shredding this lap record. Word Cloud then sets a minute and 11. That's a much better time for him. He'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. Justice sets a minute and 12. And now we'll see a few more fellas come in as Big Baguette is also on his hot lap. We'll go ahead and stay here with Big Baguette through Sector 2 in that first DRS zone. Feel free to drop me a comment, say hello as we get underway here in the Netherlands. Still about 6.5 minutes left in qualifying, so a bit more time left to qualify. As Big Baguette looks to maybe jump back into a top 5 with this qualifying, because Elian Baguette just sets a minute and 9 seconds, a little over. Wow. Amazing qualifying from him. Big Baguette will jump all the way up to P2 with just under a minute and 10 seconds, and about a tenth of a second slower than Elian. So Elian's looking pretty good right now on pole position. Really, really quick laps here. As I mentioned, the previous lap record at this track was a minute and 16 seconds, and maybe another half a second in 1985. So really, really excellent work here. Let's see if we can find another hot lap here. Hop on with Let's Get Physical. Comes up down this home straight. Let's see what kind of time he can turn in. It's gonna look like really, really nice minute, just under a minute and 10. Wow, so P3 from Let's Get Physical. Really, really nice qualifying lap from Physical there. He's got to be pleased with that. And immediately, KJ goes on to set pole position at a minute and 9 seconds, who's then immediately passed by Elian, retaking pole position with a minute, 9 seconds, and about 5/10 of a second. So we're really setting some very fast qualifying time. I'm sure we'll see some of these fellows that were on the inners switch over to soft tires to try to set those quicker qualifying times. As Reflection hops into the pit, let's hop on with Brent Stelton, currently in P6. Looks like he's going to try to set a little bit of a faster time here, as he's really cruising into Sector 2 here. Let's see, looks like he might be having some gas issues, so maybe not necessarily. Yeah, I would imagine this young man is not going to beat his current time of a minute and 10. So we will hop on with, let's see, Vichensky. No, he's also got gas issues, so he's probably not on the hot lap. Let's take a look at Melon Garden and see how he does here. As he comes into turn 11 and 12. Let's see what he can do into turn 13, which takes us into the bank's right of turn 14, and then our home straight, which is DRS. He's not going to set the time that he wants, I don't think, on these soft tires. About 6 seconds slower than his previous quality time, so he'll probably sit tight with that minute 10 for now. Let's see who else we might have here on a hot lap. Clay. Doesn't look like he's going to be on a hot lap. Melon Garden. Looks like he's going to take another crack at it. We'll stay on with Melon Garden for now, see what he can get done. Plenty of fuel in the tank, so hopefully he'll set a slightly better time than he did in the last, as Vapor Cobalt takes over pole position with a minute and 9 seconds. Almost even. So really good job by Vapor Cobalt to take pole position back from Elian, at least for now. We see Melon hit that first DRS zone as he's into turn 11 and 12. We'll see what he can get done here. As he's coming around the last 2 turns into the home straight. It looks like he's not going to quite do any better than his previous. Well, no, he did shave off about half a second, so he'll move up to P8. Not too bad for Melon. As we'll then move on and watch Greeny, who doesn't look to be trying to maybe set too solid of a time here. Looks like he's going to probably stay around P10. He'll shave off about 3/10 of a second, so he'll move up to P6. So solid effort there from Greeny. Let's see if we have Greeny goes ahead with tires, so he's going to be happy with that time now. As we see, Vapor Cobalt with the pole position, Vapor Trench is in P2, Elian P3, KJ P4, Trusen's going to be P5. Looks like might be where we ended. So we get a little love from Dylan in the chat, complimenting Elian on a really solid time, which honestly I think we might have thought would have been called until he was passed by both Vapor Cobalt and Vapor Trench. See if we can find anyone else on some hot laps here. Looks like he's entirely out of gas, this worried Cloud. Let's see, any other laps being turned in right now? Oh, it doesn't seem to be. We do have Elian's on a hot lap, or sorry, an out lap rather. So he might try to do one more attempt at it, see if he can get back into pole position. Maybe lose a little bit of grip on the tires there. Yeah, it looks like his tires may be a little overheated, so I'm not sure he'll be able to get that back for a hot lap, although we'll stay here for now to see. As he comes down the home straight right into the pit, so he's going to be happy with P3, I believe. Last out lap, Brent comes into the pits. A little dangerous in the pits there, Mr. Brent. But he'll go ahead and turn in as well as we wrap up qualifying. I think it's safe to go ahead and call pole position for Vapor Cobalt, Vapor Trench in P2, Elian in P3, KJ P4, and Trulson will start in P5. As the last few seconds of qualifying tick down, and we get into the race proper. So just to remind everybody of where the tables stand, currently in first place, F1 Bette Jalle Season 8 is Vapor Cobalt with 55 points. Greeny has 50 points. Big Baguette in third with 48 points. Vapor Trench in fourth, 37 points. And Fiscal is rounding out our top 5 with 28 points. Truly a crazy quali, as Nicholas Volkman has said. Nicholas Volkman, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier, was our driver of the day last year in the Netherlands. Also finished in first place. So very much we'll be looking forward to see how he does as we take a look at our positioning here. It looks like Nicholas Volkman will start in P17, so he'll have to do quite a lot to have a repeat of last year. But we will certainly be hoping for the best for that young man. Just to remind everybody, last week, our top 5 in Shanghai was Vapor Trench in first. Second place was Big Baguette. Third place, Vapor Cobalt. Fourth was Justice. And fifth was Elian. I believe at least 4 of those 5 secured a top 5 start in this race, so they'll be looking, as I mentioned earlier, to continue that momentum. Elian, of course, very, very comfortable on this track. A third place finish last year, as is Vapor Trench with that fourth place finish. Honestly, just finishing last year was quite impressive, as we had 8 DNFs last year in this very same race. So certainly we'll be hoping for a somewhat cleaner attempts from our racers, but time will certainly tell. So as you see on the bottom of the screen there, the predicted pit stop strategies, softs to hards, or potentially 2 softs into mediums. As we start our formation lap here, so we have Vapor Cobalt, we'll start at pole. We have Vapor Trench, who, as I mentioned, finished 4th last year, will start in 2nd, and Elian, who finished 3rd last year, will start in 3rd.
quite a fun race. As we see Vapor Cobalt leading the train in this formation lap. Let's go indeed. Please do stay in touch in the comments. Let me know as the race progresses who your driver of the day is. And we will see how they do. Any predictions too, please feel free to throw those in the chat. Who do we think is going to be first? Who do we think is going to be second? Who's going to move up the most positions? Who's going to lose the most positions? Please feel free to not be a stranger in that chat. As we come up on this home straight in our formation lap. And this should be a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. In the Netherlands, for our 5th race of the Bette Jalle Season 8 Grand Prix. As our racers take position. We'll give a wide-angle start this week. You may have noticed last week I stayed in the cockpit on the start. We will not be doing that this week, as we will try to get the best view as we can through this first corner. And ladies and gentlemen, they are off in the Netherlands, as you do see Brent Stelton pick up a drive-through penalty for that jump start. Let's see any commotion through the first turn. Everything seems to be pretty tight so far. So far, I don't see any big collisions. Looks like we are away here in the Netherlands. No early collisions, which is always nice. As we wait for the table to reset. As our racers get into Sector 2 through the first DRS zone. Of course, those DRSs won't be available until lap 3. Bit of contact there around turn 10. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we get underway. So far, it's looking pretty good. Don't see any big collisions yet, as we see Vapor Cobalt, Vapor Trench, and Alien still leading the way. And a couple people pitting right away, so maybe a little bit of damage from both Greeny and Brent. Hop back on the track. Vapor Cobalt still in the lead for now. So we wait once again for this table to sort itself out. There we go. Pretty tight there through turn 10. Oh, I apologize, it's actually turn 9. Still pretty tight up at the front here. As we see Vapor Trench and Vapor Cobalt both get out a couple seconds in front of Alien. Around through this home straight here. Vapor Trench goes ahead and sets that fastest lap at 1:12. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we have any tight gaps here, as we see Justice maybe right on Vapor Lazy there in P11. Bazooka Joe picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not what Bazooka Joe wanted, of course, this early in the race. Let's hop onto this train that we see here with Big Baguette right on Worried Cloud, who's right on Let's Get Fiscal. This Big Baguette looks to get a move done on Worried Cloud. Hop in the cockpit with Big Baguette, see if he can get a move done on Worried Cloud in that 7th position.
Cobalt and Vapor Trench really going at it here for P1. Let's stay on that for just a little bit here. As we see perhaps Justice maybe taking a little bit of damage. Let's take a look at that. Oh, that's not good. Right in front of the pit lane. Hopefully he'll stay out of the other racers' ways. That's not what Justice wanted to see, is he'll stay on the track for now. Let's hop back up to the top of Vapor Trench and Vapor Cobalt going at it for P1. Vapor Trench seems to have gotten that move done. Let's go ahead and throw on a little bit more details for you guys here. Take a look at our tires. That up there. We'll see if Vapor Cobalt can get that done. Probably have a bit of a lull in the action. Let's check the positions changed here. Let's see what kind of position change we have. So Vapor Trench, as I mentioned, is taking over first place. Vapor Cobalt as they come along the home straight. And DRS will be enabled in this next lap. Alien, looks like our top 5 will be pretty much the same after this 2. Fiscal's moved up 2 positions. Worrying Cloud's moved up 4. Our big losers, of course, is Greening's lost 11 positions and Brent lost 10. So they'll be looking to hopefully make up a little bit of time there. Quite the train back here. Really starting with Trulson down through Melon Garden. It's all very, very tight. Let's see if we have any action happening here as we see Brent Selton retire from the session. Not the race he wanted, I'm sure. Hopefully he'll bounce back next week in Monaco. We'll certainly be there to find out. Cloud looks to continue to make those moves. We do have a yellow flag in sector 1. Let's see. That would be... I'm guessing that's Brent Selton as he finishes up. He's going to stay there for retiring. Vapor Trench then sets the fastest lap with a minute and 12 seconds, just over that mark. Not too shabby for him as he's pulling away just a little bit from Vapor Cobalt. So Big Baguette right on Worried Cloud. Hop in the cockpit with Big Baguette, see if he can get a move done coming up into Sector 2. With a wide banking left turn of turn 3. Takes a look at the outside of Worried Cloud, thinks better of it as they will stay on the throttle here through these next few turns and then slowly start to hit the brake maybe into turn 6 and definitely turn 7. We'll see if he can maybe get a move done in this DRS zone coming up. So, return 10. Here's the DRS zone. Let's see if Big Baguette can make a move on Worried Cloud. As the sharp right of turn 11 into a softer turn 12. And we'll stay right here, folks, through this home straight, which will be coming up here after this last turn 14. The right banking turn of turn 14. TRS is enabled, of course. Worried Cloud maybe making a move on Let's Get Fiscal. Let's take a look at that as he looks to get it done. Get this a little wider angle here, folks, as we see Fiscal. Oh, that's bad luck! For Worried Cloud into the wall. Oh dear, that's not what he wanted to see as he actually clips Reflection trying to come off the wall. I'm sure Reflection did not appreciate that. And we'll see if Worried Cloud can get himself back on the track. Oh, that's really bad luck there. Oh man, that is not what we wanted to see. Worried Cloud has some wind damage on both the end plates. Oh dear, that is no good. So he'll definitely have to be making a pit stop here, and that will lose him a lot of time. So we jump back up to Let's Get Fiscal, who's trying to fend off Big Baguette, half a second behind him. And Big Baguette will try to get this move done, I would imagine sooner rather than later, as they come across this home straight in lap 8. just yet for our friends on the soft tires, as Fiscal has opened up a little bit of a gap on Big Baguette. Let's take a look at Mellengarden, who will be right behind Big Baguette, and see if maybe he can get a move done on Baguette. Big Baguette looked like he was really making his way up through positions, but has lost just a little bit of time on Let's Get Fiscal. And Word Cloud did go ahead and take that pit stop after the collision. I'm sure Reflection is still a little sore about that clip as he came through. So Big Baguette did pick up a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Not exactly what he was looking for. Let's take a look at Truson, who's right on the back of KJ here. It's into turn 11, going around turn 12. Let's see if he maybe takes a look up along this upcoming home straight of maybe taking that 4th position from KJ. See if he can get it done. Really nice exit from Truson off of that turn 14 into the home straight. Might take a little look at the inside here off KJ, and he will go ahead and shoot that inside corner. Really, really nice move from Trulson to take that position from KJ. Really, really excellent move. And now Trulson will get to work to try to catch KJ. Sorry, to try to catch Elian. He's got a little bit of time to make up here as he pulls away from KJ just a little bit. Looking up at the lead, we saw Vapor Trench who's pulled away just a little bit from Vapor Cobalt, now 2 seconds out in front. Really, really looking solid through 8 laps. I'm sure we will probably see a pit stop maybe at the end of this lap. Honestly, it's tough to tell as Big Baguette once again stays on Let's Get Fiscal. Trying again to take that 6th spot from Fiscal. Turn 11 into turn 12. Might see a little bit of action here. Top in the cockpit with Big Baguette. See if he can get this move done on Fiscal. As we come up to turn 14, this banking right turn into our home straight, and this will be where Big Baguette will try to get the move done. Probably going to take the inside away from Let's Get Fiscal, and he will indeed get that move done as he hits the brakes, applies the brakes, and stays on the inside, and he'll secure that position from Let's Get Fiscal. At least for now. Fiscal, of course, will maybe take a look at taking that back in the next couple of laps. Let's see, where else do we have tight races here? Just some Reflection, maybe right behind Forlay. Doesn't look like he maybe got any damage from that tap he had with Word Cloud, but I'm sure it was frustrating nonetheless. As we see Reflection only half a second behind Forlay, who in turn is less than a second behind Vapor and Lazy. Taking a peek on with Reflection. As we see Big Baguette expand the lead to over a second now in front of Let's Get Fiscal as he'll look to chase down KJ. Reflection. Looks like maybe he's going to let off just a little bit as we see Gourlay try to maybe pass Vapor Lazy on this home straight. Vapor Lazy not really giving the inside as we did have Big Baguette go ahead and hit on that last lap. Oh, a bit of contact there maybe. Not, it was extremely close as we see Gourlay go around the outside of Vapor Lazy. It looks like he will, for now, find himself right at home in that 9th position. As we see this fight continue on between Gourlay and Vapor Lazy, Vapor Lazy will be right on his tail as we come up to this DRS zone, which Vapor Lazy will probably try to maybe take that position back from Gourlay. It does seem to be peeling away, so maybe that's not necessarily in the cards for Vapor Lazy, although that remains to be seen. We did have our first pit stop from our leaders, with Big Baguette going ahead and putting on those hards that he will attempt, I believe, to take through the end of the race. So he'll be looking for those in front of him in pit, as we do see Vapor Cobalt, Elian, and Trulson all pit. As does Let's Get Fiscal. They'll be looking to put those hards on and ride those for the rest of the race.
So in front, we still have Vapor Trench, who now has a 10-second lead on KJ. Who both Vapor Trench and KJ will probably be wanting to pit here in the next maybe lap or two. As all of our soft tires have now pitted, except for Vapor Trench, KJ, and Colin, who will also need to pit from that 12th position. As I mentioned, Vapor Trench did have that 4th place finish in this track last year here in the Netherlands. So he will be looking to have an even better finish this week, as he is 4th currently in the table. And we will see a pit from Vapor Trench. I'm sure KJ will probably also be pitting. Let's hop on with KJ to see if he does decide to pit here. Indeed he will. So we'll have Vapor Trench and KJ in the pits, and now we'll see if Nicholas Volkman on 11 lap old mediums will stay out. He will indeed. So he will take over the lead, at least for now, with Vapor Cobalt on those fresh hards in 4th place, who looks like he's gonna maybe pass Nicholas Volkman out for the lead. As you see, Vapor Trench has made a very nice pit stop and is back out in the lead still. And we see KJ drop down to P10 from that P2 spot. So that lead that Vapor Trench built up, that 10-second lead over second, was enough to keep the lead through his pit stop. So he's on those fresh hards in 1st place with Vapor Cobalt, also on fresh hards, just 4 seconds behind. Nicholas Volkman, who I did mention, won at this track last year, will be in 3rd place with 12 lap old mediums. We have Gourlay in 4th with 12 lap old mediums. Likewise, Vapor Lazy and Reflection in 5th and 6th, respectively, with also 12 lap old mediums. As we see Reflection right on Vapor Lazy, he might try to get a move done here as we come into turns 13 and 14 into that home straight. We'll have to wait and see if he decides to make a move here on Vapor Lazy. Maybe takes a little look at the inside. Not going to make the move here, as the train now arrives right behind Gourlay. Gourlay will have to now fend off both Vapor Lazy and Reflection. And honestly, Elian's not too far behind on that train, and he'll be looking to make a move. As we see, Elian's a very aggressive driver, really, really good at getting some moves on. Oh, let's get physical, maybe. Yellow flag, sector 1. Not sure where that would have been. Let's take a look at that, see if we can. Might have been somebody slowing down to let someone pass. Let's check in with Greeny, who's also joined that train behind Gourlay, Vapor, Reflection, Elian. And Trulson, of course, is right behind Greeny. So really quite the train here for P4. We'll see if any of these racers can maybe get something done here. Do slap down in the chat, guys. Who do you think has the best chance at this point through 14 laps, taking all of the hardware? As we see quite a close race here. Still 19 racers, only one DNF so far. Bit of action around that corner there. Oh, and Greeny's into the wall. Oh man, he did not like that. Oh dear. So hopefully Greeny can get it back on the track. Oh, and Greeny, unfortunately, looks like he'll have another DNF back-to-back weeks. Last week he was leading the way in the table, and unfortunately Greeny will not appreciate that at all, as we have a virtual safety car here. Really bad luck from Greeny. Really unfortunate. That's 2 DNFs now in back-to-back weeks, and you know he's going to be upset with himself. As we do see this virtual safety car, we'll see if anyone takes advantage of the virtual safety car with a pit. I would imagine probably not, but we are, like I mentioned, on a virtual safety car. As we see
Nicholas Volkman closed the gap on the leaders, both Vapor Cobalt and Vapor Trench, who are quite a decent bit ahead, as they are having to cut the gas maybe just a little bit. And the virtual safety car has lifted, and ladies and gentlemen, we are away. Vapor Trench with that 5-second lead over Vapor Cobalt. Maybe regretting slowing down as much as he did during that virtual safety car, as he does concede quite a bit of time back to Vapor Cobalt. Gourlay still in P4 with Vapor Lazy only about a second behind, as Gourlay now right in the back of Nicholas Volkman. Alien we see into the wall. Hopefully he'll be able to get it back on the track. That's really unfortunate for him. We'll have to see if he can keep those tire temps under control. Bad luck from Alien there as he loses just a couple positions. And we see Let's Get Physical go around the outside of Alien through this turn here. Approaching into Sector 3 now, and he's also passed by Melon Garden. Definitely not what we want to see from Alien today, as he concedes a few positions. Nicholas Volkman, we see, goes into the pits, finally with the 16-lap medium. Vapor Lazy does decide to stay out, at least for another lap with the 16 mediums, as does our friend Gourlay. Quite a good lead from both Vapor Trench and Vapor Cobalt, who will probably be able to take these hards all the way to the end. So I would say currently they are our favorites, I would say, for P1 and P2. Of course, P3 is still very much up for grabs. Obviously, we still have half the race left, so a lot can happen. We'll certainly be there to bring it to you. As Nicholas Volkman exits the pits P8, seemingly a track that he tends to have a lot of luck on, as he finished first last year. Hopefully he'll be able to keep this up and keep doing well, as we see Alien and Styx both in the pits. Alright folks, let's see if we can find a bit of competition here. As Volkman is on the back of Big Baguette. Not sure he'll be able to get a whole lot done here. At least for now, maybe biding his time as we come into turn 12. He may take a look through this next DRS zone if he can keep it under a second. But we'll see as you see Gourlay go into the pits finally with the 17-lap old mediums. Vapor Lazy is going to stay out for at least one more lap, so we'll see how those medium tires hold up. Nicholas Volkman still less than a second behind Big Baguette. Fiscal, of course, is right on Nicholas Volkman's tail, under a second behind, as he'll look to maybe get a move done on Nicholas Volkman. We'll stay right here with Fiscal, as he does close this gap just a little bit on Nicholas Volkman. Fiscal, of course, a very, very good driver, manages to stay away from the penalties most of the time. Perhaps maybe not the quickest of the drivers here on the course here in the Netherlands, but certainly one of the most consistent week by week. Always looking to get that top 10 finish every single week, week in, week out, as Vapor Trench sets a lap record of 1 minute and 12 seconds, almost even. We'll stay right here through this upcoming home straight with Let's Get Fiscal, and we'll see if he can maybe get a move done on Nicholas Volkman. Vapor Lazy stays out for one more lap on those mediums. Let's take a look down here at Vajensky as he tries to get a move done on Reflection. As we come into turn 2 and into turn 3. And of course, turns 4, 5, and 6 are no brake, just full throttle as they come through those quite quickly. To a harder turn 7, harder turn 8, and of course the almost full turnaround of turn 9. Vapor Trench sets a mid-11 time there. As Vapor Lazy still has not pitted, although it looks like he may be coming up for
Let's see if he pits here. Oh, he's going to stay out for another lap on those medium tires. Interesting choice there from Vapor Lazy. Hopefully those tires hold up as he tries to hold off Trulson right behind him with the much fresher hard tires. Let's see if Trulson can get the move done for that P3 spot on Vapor Lazy with those very, very old medium tires. Risky move there as Trulson picks up the penalty for trying to cut inside. Maybe was trying to avoid contact. Probably didn't have to do that though. It's a bit aggressive, honestly, from Trulson. And he will pay for it by way of that 3-second penalty. See if he can get this move done here on Vapor Trench with those old medium tires. As we come into the first DRS zone. And Sticks, we see, also retires from the session. Not entirely sure what happened there. Looks like he went into the pits and then thought better of coming back out. So let me know in the comments who your driver of the day is through this point in the race. Still have 15 laps to go, as Vapor Lazy will stay out on the track for lap 20 on those mediums. And we see now Trulson being a little bit more aggressive. He tries to get on the inside of Vapor Lazy. Can't quite get that move done. He'll have to back off just a little bit through these very quick turn 2 into turn 3. Let's see if he gets aggressive here again on Vapor Lazy. The last time he tried it, it did cost him 3 seconds of penalty. He looks maybe on the inside. Oh, very dangerous, but he will keep it on the track this time. As Vapor Lazy manages to fend him off with his very old medium tires, at least for now. DRS zone. I think this will be where we'll see Trulson make the move on Vapor Lazy. His DRS is enabled, he's going to look for the inside, and he will... Oh, it's going to be close! No contact, I don't think. Oh! And he will get the move done on Vapor Lazy as he'll move up, for now, into 3rd place with those 8-lap cars. And I would imagine that means that we'll see Vapor Lazy win here now that he's given up that 3rd position. Although, no, it looks like he's going to stay out for another lap, ladies and gentlemen. As KJ is right on him. We'll see if KJ can get the move done on Vapor Lazy, as we saw Trulson do just moments ago. This is definitely our closest train here in the Netherlands, at least for now, so we'll stay with it, at least for the next lap. We see KJ close the gap on Vapor Lazy. Let's see if KJ can get this move done in this first DRS zone, much like Trulson did on the lap prior. So takes this turn just a little wider than Vapor Lazy, maybe a little bit better of an exit. He will look to take that position back, and he will. Vapor Lazy will give up position that P4 to KJ. We'll look to hold on to it, and we'll see now if Vapor Lazy decides that these 21-lap old mediums have maybe given them all that they can. And we'll see if he finally does pit after 21 laps. No, sir, he says. 22 it is. As Vapor Lazy stays out on those 22-lap old mediums. We also have Machensky on 22-lap old mediums, or will be 22-lap old mediums. We'll have to see if maybe Machensky goes ahead and also takes a pit stop here. Let's see if he decides to go into the pit. Looks like he will. Machensky will go ahead and pit, and our oldest tires remain Vapor Lazy with his 22-lap old mediums. As he's maybe not at his fastest right now. We'll have to see what he can do with these really, really old medium tires. Let's hop down to Melon Gardens, right on Let's Get Fiscal. About 0.4 of a second behind here through turn, I believe that's turn 10. As they enter the DRS, Melon Garden will close the gap further on Let's Get Fiscal. Let's see if he can get a move done here as we come up on the home straight.
right after turn 14 here, ladies and gentlemen. And a really nice exit from Melon Garden. It will indeed slip up in front of Let's Get Fiscal and take that position. Vapor Lazy does finally pit, and we'll see where he comes out of the pits on those soft tires that he'll look to take through the end of the race. Let's see, he's going to come out right with Reflection. Very, very close, but he loses it just a little bit coming out of the pits. Vapor Lazy knows that is in front of Reflection. He'll have to tap the brakes to avoid a collision there. Top back up to Let's Get Fiscal. See if there's anything going with him, maybe taking that position back from Melon Garden. Looks like he's really not going to be able to get it done. Melon Garden just a little too quick for him. And it looks like Melon Garden will hold on to that 7th position for now. Top back down with Justice, who's looking to get a move done on Colin. Back here in Sector 2, that would be turn 10 they're taking now, folks. As the first DRS is enabled, we'll see if he can maybe close the gap just a little bit on Colin. A little bit of cutting there, maybe a bit of a warning from Justice on that corner. Probably didn't have to cut that corner quite that tightly. Let's see if Justice can get this move done on Colin. He's come around turn 14 into the home straight. He's going to really be giving it his all. Using some DRS. Using the DRS as he tries to maybe close the gap. We'll see if he can get it done. For now, he does indeed pass Colin. Really nice move from Justice. Wow, really good racing from Justice. As Vichensky sets the fastest lap time at a minute 11 seconds and just over 3/10 of a second. Vichensky, of course, in 17th, so he'll be needing a lot more of those fastest laps to maybe move up the table just a little bit if he wants any hope of points here. Hop back on with Let's Get Fiscal, who's still less than a second behind Melon Garden. Really, I'm sure looking to take back that 7th position from Melon Garden. Hope to see if he can get something done here. Really good pace down this home straight into turn 1. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to quite be able to get the pass done, at least for now. So only one virtual safety car so far, no safety cars today in the Netherlands. 3 DNFs today, which so far is much better than last year's 8 that were turned in. So we'll be hoping for a clean race from here on out, as Let's Get Fiscal still rides the back of Melon Garden's car, less than half a second behind Melon Garden here. So he'll do his best to maybe make up that position that he forfeited a couple of laps ago. As we're now, I would say we can officially call this the home stretch, our last 10 laps here in the Netherlands.
Should be a lot of fun here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll look for some action-packed racing as we round out. Vapor Lazy coming up on the back of Gourlay's car, about a half second behind. He'll be looking to make that pass on the softer tires. So definitely in a position to pass Gourlay here. We'll hop in the cockpit with him as he'll look maybe at the inside of this corner here. Maybe a bit of contact on Gourlay. Not going to quite get that move done yet, as Word Cloud picks up a 3-second time penalty there. Vapor Lazy maybe looking to get this move done sooner rather than later. We've seen him be quite aggressive through this race, staying out on 22-lap-old medium tires to be able to put these softs on and maybe take the softs through the end of the race. Wow, he tries to make a pass here. That's really, really aggressive, and he will get it done. So really nice racing from Vapor Lazy to get that pass done, and he'll look to make up the 5 seconds between himself and Let's Get Fiscal. Fiscal is right on Melon Garden still. We'll have to see if maybe Fiscal can get this move done as we come up to turn 13 here. Vapor Lazy's already put over a second between himself and Gourlay, so a really nice pass and hold from Vapor Lazy there.
Looks like all of our intervals, except for this one, are over a second, so we'll stay here for now, as not a lot else happening. Huge lead up in the front from Vapor Trench and Vapor Cobalt. 7 seconds separating those two, and then a full 12 seconds separating Vapor Cobalt from Trulson. So not a lot going on there. As we see Fiscal doing a really nice job, very consistent around these corners, just really staying on the back of Melon Garden, maybe hoping Melon Garden makes a mistake, not being overly aggressive trying to make up this position. I did mention our DNF so far, Brent, Stelton, Greeny, and Sticks. Greeny, of course, DNF'd last week as well. He was top of the table coming into the race last week, so really unfortunate with those back-to-back DNFs. He'll have a lot of work to do throughout the rest of the season if he wants to get back into the mix of things. Let's Get Fiscal does make up a little bit of time there through that home straight. Not really enough to maybe think about a pass yet on Melon Garden. Since we are a little bit spread out, let's go ahead and take a look at penalties. I don't think penalties will matter too much for our top three, but we can certainly take a look here in the race director and see what kind of incidents and penalties we have. Let's see. So 5-second time penalty from Greeny, who DNF, so that's, don't have to worry about that. Let's see. 5-second penalty for Bazooka Joe, 3-second for Justice, 3 seconds for Big Baguette, 3 seconds for Trulson, and 3 seconds for Worried Cloud are where our penalties are through this point in the race, through 30 laps. As Nicholas Volkman, as soon as I say that, picks up a 3-second penalty in P6. Fiscal has fallen off the back of Melon Garden just a little bit, now a full second change behind. And honestly, quite a spread out race. No real close differences here in time. Let's just hop on with Vapor Trench and see how he's doing. Way out in front now with those 16-lap-old hards. He was amongst the last to pit with the soft tires, but managed to come back out after pitting in P1, still in P1. At that point, KJ was in P2. He did fall back a few places with his pit stop, but has worked his way back up to P4. So nice work from KJ through this point in the race. So we are into our final 5 laps here in the Netherlands. As we see Elian maybe making a move on the back of Colin. We'll see if Elian can get moved on Colin and move up to P13. After a really solid qualifying, this is definitely not where Elian wanted to find himself. Down 11 positions from where he qualified. But we will stay right here to see if he can get this moved on Colin. As we see Big Baguette pass KJ up at the top. Let's take a look and see what happened there. As KJ tries to take that position back from Big Baguette. Big Baguette does, as I mentioned, have a penalty. So KJ doesn't have to drive too aggressively, although he may not know about Big Baguette's penalty at this point. KJ's got to be careful that he doesn't pick up a penalty of his own here, as he comes a little close to that corner. Let's see what KJ can do with Big Baguette, who just took that 4th position from him with those 19-lap-old hards. Let's take a look while we have a slight pause in the action and see what kind of position change we've had through this point. So I would say Nicholas Volkman has a really good chance at back-to-back years with Driver of the Day through this point, having made up 11 positions. Vapor Lazy, of course, has driven a really, really solid race. As I say that, of course, I think I jinxed him. He just picked up a 3-second time penalty. He's made up 10 positions, so he's got to feel really good about that. I would say Nicholas Volkman has got to be my Driver of the Day so far. really done a solid job. Qualified in 17th place and has made his way all the way up to 6th position through 31 laps. Really solid work from Nicholas Volkmann so far through this point in the race. KJ now has fallen about a second behind Big Baguette after Big Baguette did take P4 from KJ. Let's take a look down at Reflection, who will be right on the back of Gourlay's car. Things have tightened up just a little bit, at least back here. And we'll see what happens with this little competition for P10, which is our last points getter here in the Netherlands. Not a lot of chaos here in the Netherlands. It's been pretty smooth sailing for the most part. A lot of fun to watch, though. Really good racing from our drivers here today. As we see Reflection about a half second behind Gourlay, might try to get that move done to take P10 and the point. As we see him through this home straight, he's going to try to get the move done on the inside here, and he looks like he will successfully take that spot from Gourlay, at least for now. Really nice move from Reflection along the inside after that home straight. Really nice exit, and it looks like he'll look to widen that gap and avoid Gourlay maybe attempting to take that position back from him, as we stay here with this battle between Reflection and Gourlay for that 10th position. As we see Justice set the fastest lap at 1 minute and 11 seconds, just under 0.4 of a second. And Reflection does start to maybe widen that gap just a little bit, as he looks to maybe widen it up to a full second here through turn 10 into our DRS zone. Gourlay still close enough to maybe make use of just a little bit of DRS through there. Oh, big time corner cutting there from Gourlay. No penalty for it though, so it may be a warning. It was definitely a bit aggressive, I would say, on that corner. So we have only 3 laps to go. Vapor Trench still with a 10-second interval over Vapor Cobalt, who Vapor Cobalt is our table leader through the first 4 races. So still a very nice result for him. Trulson is 13 seconds back, but 5 seconds ahead of Big Baguette. So pretty comfortable, I would say, with 3 laps remaining in that P3 spot. Let's see if we have any closer differences. Bazooka Joe, haven't heard much from Bazooka Joe today. He does have that penalty in hand. He'll look to make a move on Warrior Cloud, who also has a 3-second penalty. So we'll see which one of them can maybe edge out the other here at the bottom of the table. It looks like Reflection's done a good job separating himself from Gourlay, now almost 2 seconds ahead. So it looks like Reflection will hold on and at least get some points in this race. Reflection, as I mentioned, did finish 5th here last year, so seemingly at least slightly comfortable with the track here in the Netherlands. Vapor Lazy, who we saw be very aggressive with his tire selection, looks like he's going to hold on to that 9th spot. Very nice work from Vapor Lazy today, I have to say. I honestly, it's tough for me between Vapor Lazy and Nicholas Volkmann with driver of the day. Vapor Lazy's just had such a great race, and he came in with a very unique plan and executed it pretty well to move up so many positions. As we see, Vapor Lazy's moved up 10 positions, Nicholas Volkmann 11. I would almost have to give Vapor Lazy, I think, the edge on driver of the day, but it is very, very close. As we are here in our last lap, we'll stay with Vapor Trench here through this last lap, as he will look to take the checkered flag at the hardware, the first place finish, and a big boost to his points. He's currently in 4th in the table, so the 25 points he'll receive here will be much appreciated, I'm sure, although Vapor Cobalt will probably remain at the top of the table, at least for now, going into next week in Monaco. Feel free to disagree with me down in the chat if you have a different suggestion maybe for driver of the day, as we see Vapor Trench now into turn 12 on this final lap. Very, very nice racing, I would say, from all of these lads here at the top of the table. Did an excellent job. Vapor Trench did qualifying in second and moving up to that first position, as he does finish indeed quite comfortably out in first place. As we see now, Vapor Cobalt, who will in kind have a very comfortable second place finish, and Trulson, I believe, will be happy with a third place finish, especially considering that Trulson at this point was kind of in need of some points, honestly, in this F1 series. Currently has 16 points in the table, so very much appreciated. We see KJ coming fourth, Big Baguette in fifth, Nicholas Volkman will be in sixth for now. We'll have to see. Mellengarten, yes, will pass him because of that penalty that Nicholas Volkman accrued. Fiscal will be our 8th place finisher. Vapor Lazy 9th. Again, Vapor Lazy, excellent race. Probably my driver of the day, I would say. Reflection will take 10th. Gorley 11th. Elian will come in at 12th, it seems. Yes, indeed. Bazooka Joe. Bit tight here. We'll have to look at penalties to see how these end up. Look like Colin maybe passed Bazooka Joe on that penalty. But really, really nice racing, I would say, from everyone. Only 3 DNFs. Nicholas Volkman gets the driver of the day nod, at least on our AI algorithm. I think, me personally, I would have to give it to Vapor Lazy, who came in with, honestly, the most unique plan and executed it brilliantly, moving up, qualified at 19th place, and took 9th place here in the Netherlands. Truly excellent driving. Again, we had Vapor Trench, who will take the win in the Mercedes. He will be very excited about that. A much needed 25 points for him. We'll see Vapor Cobalt take 2nd place, and Trulson take 3rd place. So really excellent race. I really appreciate everyone tuning in to watch this Bette Jalle F1 Season 8 race in the Netherlands. So the finals for the race: first is Vapor Trench, 2nd Vapor Cobalt, 3rd Trulson, 4th KJ, 5th Big Baguette, 6th Mellengarten, 7th Nicholas Volkman, 8th Let's Get Fiscal, 9th Vapor Lazy, and rounding out our top 10 is Reflection. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here in the Netherlands. We'll see you next week in Monaco, in fact. Very much looking forward to that race. Should be a lot of fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ben Silver signing off for Season 8 of Bette Jalle F1 Racing.